Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Here we are. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All you usual suspects out there and some new suspects. Anybody new in the chat today? Welcome. It's going to be fun. As I'm sure you've heard, Kanye West. He's a different kind of guy. Very different kind of guy. He says some wild shit, and then he says some shit that you agree with. He says some wild shit again, and he says some shit that you agree with. And then he says some wild shit again. But this time, he came back around and he said some stuff that I think we agree with. I know he said some things that I agree with. He said some things that I have never heard him or anybody else say before. Put it to you like that. He's a different kind of dude. He's definitely cut from a different cloth than the average citizen. He has a lot of creative genius in him. He just marched to the beat of a different drum. He's just a different kind of dude. And I think he's been like that from the beginning, or at least the beginning, of his career and everything. Jamie Foxx has a story about how he used to have these parties at his house in Hollywood. And his parties were very famous, and a lot of famous people would show up, and he broke a lot of new talent. He saw a lot of people come to his party before they blew up, before they became household names, like Kanye West, and tell stories about Chris Brown and all these different people who would come to his parties, that were largely unknown. So he tells a story about how there's this guy kind of standing off to the side. He has a swollen jaw because, as you may or may not know, what was it, 2005, 2006, something like that. Right before Kanye blew up, he got in, I think it was a car accident, and he broke his jaw. So his jaw was wired shut, but he still did music, even though his jaw was wired shut. You can talk like this and shit, I guess. And his jaw was swollen, still swollen. So it had just happened. And he's like, "Who's that dude?" And this dude named Kanye, he does beats. So Jamie Foxx has a studio in his house, and he says, "All right, hey, come back in the studio right now. We can do something." And which song was it? What was the name of that song? I don't know. It says she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross. That song that he did with Kanye, that was like his first big hit. So Kanye tells him, "Here's the words," and Jamie goes, I got it. And he starts putting all these rungs in it. Oh, this R&B shit. And Kanye was like, "Don't do that." He told Jamie Foxx, an established star, a household name, "Don't do that. Don't mess up my shit." So Kanye has always been a different kind of dude. You remember back in Katrina, when Katrina happened, he stood there next to Michael Myers. No, that's not his name. It is Mike Myers. Yeah, Mike Myers. Michael Myers. Mike Myers. And he said, "George Bush does not care about black people." And if you remember Mike Myers' face, he was like, "Oh shit." This is way before what we're dealing with now. So it was crazy to see a celebrity say that shit. So Kanye's always been a different dude. Nothing's changed. I think money is like alcohol. It's an amplifier. Whatever you are, it's just going to amplify that. If you're a good person, you're generous, you get money, you're just going to be more generous. If you got some kind of addiction or some shit, you get more money, it's going to get worse. So I don't think Kanye's changed. I think he's always been like this. It's just, sometimes he's a wild boy, And he says some things that I don't agree with. There's some things in this interview that he did with Tucker Carlson, or some things that he said in here that I may not agree with 100%, but I'd say 99% of the shit he said was true. And I'll talk about the one thing that he said that I've never heard anybody say before. It was about Trump. because despite how we feel about Trump as a politician and everything, he's still a person, and he's not going to always say things that we align with or agree with. And that's cool. There's people in our lives that we love, that we give our life for, that don't agree with us all the time about some very serious shit that affects us directly. So I was happy with this interview. I'm not shocked by it, because Kanye West is going to do what he does, and you throw a couple $1 billion in there, you damn sure can't tell him shit. Would anybody be able to tell you shit with $2 billion in the bank? Hell no. You ain't telling me nothing. So he just, and nothing he said was shocking. A lot of things he said were good to hear. It's good to hear somebody so deep in the Hollywood machine saying these things. And he has to walk a fine line. I don't think he's worried about being canceled or anything, but he's still, knee deep in Hollywood and entertainment. But I don't think he cares about what anybody really thinks. And I see Justin Weeks, he said, Ye is pandering to MAGA. I don't know. I don't see it that way. I just see him being him. That's what I see. And pandering for what? Is he gonna run? I wouldn't be smart, because he'd be taking votes away from Trump. Nobody's gonna. I know people said that about Trump. No way. Trump's not gonna be president. But I don't think Kanye West is gonna be president. No way. I wouldn't want to see him as that. But do I want to see him as a wrecking ball to Hollywood and entertainment? Hell yeah. I'd love to see him just smash all that shit to the ground. But I don't think he was pandering. If that's what you think, cool. We're all watching the same show. We just got different seats. So maybe you saw that. I didn't. I don't think he's pandering. I think Kanye's just being himself, and Hollywood doesn't like it. And to be honest, anytime somebody's saying shit that pisses off the establishment, I'm with you, because the establishment is fucked. So if they're against the establishment, then it's got to be good if the establishment is bad, right? You tell me. I'm sure we'll talk about it. Bryant Lawson, thank you. Hey, this isn't the mall. Sunny days, everybody loves him. Tell me, baby. Oh. Can you stand the rain? A little new addition there, huh? No, it wasn't that song. What's that song? I can't remember. Hold on. Damn it. What's that song? Oh, If It Isn't Love. Yeah. That's probably my favorite New Edition song. If It Isn't Love. Why do I feel this way? Why does she stay on my mind? If it isn't love, why does it hurt so bad? Make me feel so sad inside. I love that song. The Pleminator. Yeah. Thank you. He says the Pleminator. Moderator here. JJ, I have a t-shirt idea for you. Let me hear it. Shoot me an email, jerichogreen2018@gmail.com. Harry Chillhanger, thank you. Jericho. Thank you, man. I feel you. Anybody else in here throwing shekels? I thought I saw somebody else making it rain. Marky, right. He says, hit that like button, y'all. Hit it, but don't quit it. Hold on, guys. I know we got a couple more supers in here. Mopar Girl, I knew it. Thank you. Hey, JG. Man, oh, man. I enjoyed his interview. Give me a Friday. Ooh, vibe. Mopar Girl. Hey, I like this interview, too. Kanye does his own thing because it's a vibe. Ooh. When you're right, Mopar Girl. When you are right, you're right. I mean, overall, I didn't have a problem with this interview. I really liked it. And I like the fact that he did it with Tucker Carlson. You know how mad it makes those blue check mark sons of bitches and those morons that follow him? You know how mad they get when he does shit like this? Tucker Carlson, he's a descendant of Hitler, if you ask those dummies. Alex better. You better, Alex. Kanye kept it real about the Kushners. Snakes. That's another thing that he talked about. Hold on a second. Just made something pop into my head. Spun Bearing. 65. Thank you for the Twompski. It says, I hate the Osbournes. Sharon is hack, and you don't want to be near Ozzy when he squeezes out a tune. No, I remember the Osbournes. Remember when they had that TV show, that reality show on MTV? They were in the early days of reality TV. And they had basically a bunch of cameras following them around, watching, how they live, and, the big house and all that shit. And their kids were a bunch of spoiled little shit stains, and I hated them. But no matter what, Sharon Osborne was keeping it real. She said, we gave $900,000 to BLM, and I want a refund. She says, I wish Kanye would have said they were a scam a long time ago. And she may have been joking. She may have been being a little tongue in cheek, a little cheeky. But I mean, you should have seen for yourself that they were a scam from the beginning. I know I did. 900,000? Shit. It's a lot of money, Sharon Osborne. Sharon. So, and she got booted from The View. So she's mad at those cackling bitches too. So she's all right with me right now, Sharon Osborne. But Ozzy, yeah, I would not pay to see a concert. I feel like that would be like watching like an old person just fail. I'd feel bad watching that. Some drugs fucked his ass up. Judgmental, get it? She didn't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you needed Kanye West to tell you that they were full of shit, then I don't know what to tell you. And I got some magic beans I want to sell you too. But the bottom line is, she said that shit, and I love it. JJ Finnegan says, love him or hate him, it's going to be a sad day when Ozzy dies. I don't hate him. I just hated the way that they raised their kids. That's what I hated. I hated how disrespectful their kids were when they allowed it. That's what I hated. I don't know Ozzy Osbourne as a person. I don't know his opinions. But the way they raised their kids to be a bunch of spoiled little mouthy shits, as you stand here in this home with an echo and a foyer, and you're going to act like that? That's where I have a problem. Fuck that. See my boy in here? I swore I saw Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams. Remember that from Enter the Dragon? When Williams was in his room and she brought all those hoes there? That's what the mistress said when she came in. Mr. Williams. David Brohawk Williams. What up, man? He said Tucker looked like he was having an out-of-body experience. LOL. He did, man. Tucker, I told my wife, I was watching the interview with my wife, and I was like, Tucker Carlson has the easiest job ever. He's just asking a couple questions here and there and just letting Kanye go. Tucker Carlson was shocked in a good way, because you don't see celebrities. Like, you'll see some celebrities. You got your Kevin Sorbos and your Dean Canes and what's his name? Scott Baio. Robert Davi, you got guys like that, but not talking shit about them, but they're not A-listers, and especially young A-listers like Kanye West, saying and not saying what they say. They come out and talk the truth too, but Kanye just tells it in a different way. He tells it in the yay way, and he was just look out below Hollywood because he was dropping bombs. DMW 247 TV. He says 24/7 TV. Excuse me. That is the best part, that he did it with Tucker, and they're losing their shit. Exactly. He could have sat down with anybody. Anybody would have taken that interview. Kanye exclusive after the White Lives Matter shirts. I'll take it. But he chose Tucker Carlson, the one they hate the most. Ooh, that was good. Good move, Kanye. Good move. Hold on, David. I think you have another one in here. Hold up. Yeah, and I'm sure that wasn't by accident. David Brohart Williams again. He says $900,000 worth of blunts being puffed away. That's right. Candace Owens, she's coming out with a documentary about BLM. You want to see where all that money went? You know where it went. You know damn good and well where that money went. That went into a stripper's waistband. It went to a liquor store. It went to a real estate agent to buy them houses and plastic surgeons for fake titties. That's where it went. To the neighborhoods, to the people that they're supposed to be advocating for. It didn't go to them. Didn't make it down to them. A lot of hands in that bucket. A lot. Yes, Marky Mark, blunt lives matter. They do. That shit didn't trickle down to them. Shit. There are too many hands to go through. How do you think Patrisse Cullors was going to get her $6 million house in the hills in Hollywood from her? You guys aren't suggesting that she earned her own money, are you? No. That's ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous, comrade. She's not going to do it with her own money. She's going to take their money. All the dumbasses who were like, what? This is how I quench my white liberal thirst. Money, 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 BLM. Here we go. I mean, CBLM, certain Black Lives Matter. Not all of them. But these people who are shelling out the cash, and you know how they say, when you come across a fool, get all you can get. So, I mean, if it's gonna rain and you need water, you're going to stick a bucket out there. And that's what those BLM assholes did. Those Marxist-trained BLM assholes. That's what they did. Do I feel bad for the people that gave them money? No, you stupid ass. You're either dumb or you're a racist because you felt that giving money to this organization would make you feel better. It would quell your racist feelings inside and allow you to lay your empty head on your pillow at night and go, Mimi. That's what happened. You people are straight jackasses who gave BLM money. I wouldn't give them a dime. I wouldn't give them 1 red cent. Jericho, you can't say that. What about the Native Americans? You can't say red. I just said it. Rants and Shan, thank you. YouTube won't let me send funny donos. You got when you send a super chat, unfortunately, they're monitoring the language. So if you want to say something crude or rude, you got to reword it to get past the YouTube overlords. But you know what, Rants and Shan? This is a perfect time for a segue. Hi, here at Jericho Green Enterprises, we make it easy to donate. If you're having problems with YouTube, all you have to do is use the Cash App link, which Jericho is uploading in the comment section right now. The announcer guy's right, you guys. I did do that. See it? You see? Captain Cook. Thank you. Trump/Green 2024. The great American hope, get hooked up with the king of the West Coast. Man, I don't know. I feel like it would be like my last few months at Trader Joe's. I feel like I'd be getting pulled aside a lot and talked to about the way that I talk. Whatever. I would do it. Oh, could you guys imagine what I would say to those people? Because I wouldn't care. What are they going to do? You're going to tell my mom? Jericho was cussing. You're going to send a note home. You're going to pin it to my shirt and send me home with it. My wife's going to read it and go, Jericho. I'm scared as shit. I would love to do it. When I was up there on the debate stage, my only answer would be the moderator, the bullshit moderator who fucking works for CNN. You can't call that a moderator when they're basically employed by one of the people on stage. Jericho, what's your response to that? Is this thing on? Got to get some water. Hold on. This thing on? Hello? Fuck you. That would be my answer to everything. Fuck you. So what are you doing about the economy? Fuck you. You don't care. You're just trying to shame me. You're trying to tear me down so I don't get elected. Fuck you. That would be my answer to everything. That'd be my campaign slogan. Rant and Shan, you got through. Can we call YouTube the R word for not letting me send super chats with Frederick Douglass quotes empowering Black independence from the Dems? You can't do that. There's no waking people up. It's like the house is on fire and you're running to each room trying to shake these people and wake them up so they don't burn to death. They don't want you to do that. Let them burn. Let them stay on that plantation. Let them stay hooked into the leftist matrix. Let them. Fuck them. They don't care. They say they do. That's only words. That's only words. They only say they do. They don't mean that shit. You think when they get home, they really care about people of color? No. I mean, as long as you got a maid's outfit on, they care. Roy Lee Painter, thank you, sir. Fernando says to hit the like button, Semper Fi. Well, normally I wouldn't listen to Fernando because he says some wild shit too. But in this case, listen to him, guys. Like and sub and like. Hit the thumbs up. C4 Duke, thank you. I'm late, JG. Hey, this isn't the mall. Kiss. A kiss from a rose. I love Seal. Dude, when he was with Heidi Klum, she was pregnant like every week. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels. Yeah. That woman was pregnant every week. Every time they're on a red carpet. Heidi, Seal, Heidi. She's standing sideways, got a bump. Good for you, Seal. Hey, people, get married. Make kids. All right? It's a vibe. It's fun making kids. Ooh. Tell me when I'm lying, people. It is fun. Orlov 1389, thank you for the Hamilton. Good evening from Geneva, Switzerland, yeah? It's been a while. I didn't hear about AOC. What happened to her? Is she dead? Is she still faking being handcuffed with her Somalian friend? Unfortunately, well, she's still around. Let me say it that way. She's still there. She's still a congresswoman, congressperson. I believe she's coming up for re-election. If the people of New York City re-elect her, that will only speak to their stupidity. I hope they don't. I hope the stench of those rat turds hasn't messed with their minds and they re-elect this ding-dong, this 11-year-old in a 33-year-old's body. I'm sure when they walk in her office, they find her on the floor coloring, eating goldfish, and drinking Capri Suns and saying to herself, and then. But no, she's still with us. She's still here. And yeah, I remember that shit, the fake-ass handcuffs. The cop was like walking with her. She has her hands behind her back with no cuffs on them. Then I bet you the cop was even like, you don't have to put your hands with her. I'm not going to cuff you. No, it's for the gram. Got to keep my hands back there for the gram. Mike Jacobson, where did I serve? I served on the USS Seattle AOE-3 supply ship, decommissioned in 2005. I miss you, girl. And technically, I was stationed in Colts Neck, New Jersey at Earl Naval Weapons Station. Take that. That is where I was. Hey, and it was great. Spring, summer, loved it. But I'm sorry, who are you? Oh, you're winter on the East Coast. No, get away from me. That shit was too much. That was too much. Wait a minute. What? Paul. I'm going to look this up, Paul. Mayor Googly eyes. Why is karaoke spelled so? That is not like karaoke. I know you're spelling it right, Paul, but karaoke. Hate that shit. Paul, he says, Jericho, tell me you saw Beetlejuice doing her karaoke video singing. Only thing missing was bullets flying. Now, like I said, Paul, I'm going to look this up. And if I find an actual video of the mayor of Chicago doing karaoke, I'm going to shit my pants because that'll be one of the greatest pieces of film ever captured. I'm not even going to look up on my phone. I'm going to wait. Because if that's true, it's worth the wait. And if that is true, on Monday, you're going to see me take the biggest shit on Chicago I've ever taken in my illustrious YouTube career. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm saving, locking it up, throwing the key away. All right? Because if that's true, Paul, You just provided an entire live stream for me if that's true. Pink Paradise, what's up? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. If your week's not over, I hope it's almost over. I hope it's been quick and painless. Henry says, oh, it's true, JG. No, Stingray, it's true. Matthew Coolidge, you just wait. Guys, don't play with me, okay? Because if there's fucking footage out there of the mayor of the most violent city in our union singing karaoke, I'm gonna shit. Okay? You guys, you better be lying to me. Normally, I don't want you guys to lie to me. You give it to me raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. All right? Normally, I don't want you to lie. This time, you better be lying to me. Okay? Rance and Shan, thank you again. Out Lightweight's karaoke performance spliced side by side with the funeral footage of a little girl shot at McDonald's. Guys, don't do this to me. Now Pink Paradise is telling me it's true. The Ferg. Daniel Bates says, you're going to love it, Jay. I will. I probably will, but I won't. You know what I mean? D. Heather Green. I'm not looking it up right now. I can't because that's going to take away from the shit I have to talk about today. Jon Snow, you got it. I can't. No, Adam Smith. He says, go look now. No, I can't. I can't. It's like the little boy in Major Pain. He says, hold it, you little turd. He says, I can't. You better hold it, turd, or I break that little thing off and kick it around on the ground. This country needs Major Pain. Roy Lee Painter, again, thank you, sir. Did you ever see the Marines with red patches on their uniforms when you were on a ship? That was me. I was a longshoreman with short party LSB. We didn't have any Marines on our ship. We had, because we were, I guess we could have taken them with us if they needed a ride, but we never had any Marines on our ship. We had some Italian officers on our ship, and they had goatees. That shit was weird because that's a no-go in the American military. But we didn't have any Marines. We didn't have to give them a ride anywhere. Can you have them a ride, Mr. Navy? Oh, I love fucking with other branches. Yeah, stop it, guys. Stop it. Don't tell me anymore. I wrote it down. I'm circling it. I'm circling it 3 times. Okay. See that? Mayor Googly Eyes. Karaoke, question mark? Marky Mark, good question. Where's Heidi Booth? What's she up to? Maybe she'll join us later. What the fuck? Anyway, okay, I'll check that out. I promise. Man, googly eyes. What's worse, that she was doing karaoke or to actually hear her sing? Because she doesn't look like a good singer to me. I just don't get singer from that face. I get nauseous from it. I get sick, but I don't get singer. No. Mm-mm. Annette Gray says lizard creature. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to disparage lizards like that because both my nieces have lizards, and they're pretty cool. They both have bearded dragons, and maybe the mayor of Chicago is a bearded dragon. Probably a downstairs beard though. Ooh, shit. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to give you that image. H.G. Wells, JG just did Muppets Marines. I did. It's not easy being a Marine. Anywho, shall we move on, guys? Because I gotta stop thinking about that that woman. So, yay all day. Don't forget, guys, mygreengear.com. 15% off all green gear for a limited time. Can't wait. I'm waiting on some hats. Oh, and I'm going down. I don't know if I told you guys this, but next month I'm going. It's the first week of November. I'll be in Fort Pierce, Florida at the Navy SEAL Museum. I was invited to be a keynote speaker, so I hope I don't let them down. I'll be in Fort Pierce, Florida, so I'm going to have a booth there, and I'm going to have some green gear, some shit to buy. I also have a QR code because, I don't want to show with boxes and boxes of shit, but if you want to buy something, I'll have a QR code there, take you right to the website, and you can do your thing. But I'm excited to go, excited to speak, excited to see the Navy SEAL Museum. That shit will be awesome. Meet some members of SEAL Team 6 and whatever other teams are going to be there. A SEAL? That's the best of the best. Jericho, Green Beret, Delta Force. I like Chuck Norris. No, cancel all that shit. Navy SEALs. Who do they call to kill the really bad people in the world? Thank you. The guy, the tall guy with the shit on his head and he had the dialysis machine dragging it behind him in the desert. Who they call to take his punk ass out? I'm just asking for a friend. Spunbang 65 again, thank you. Take a dump in a field with a raging thunderstorm going, and it helps with speeding up the drop. Okay, I'll keep that in mind next time I have a violent shit to take. And I have a feeling after watching this video you guys are telling me about, that's the only thing I'm going to refer to it, that I might need to take a violent shit. Tanya Banya, okay. Thank you for the Hamilton. Do you practice impressions in the car or something? You're so good at them. Cracks me up so much. Thank you very much, Tanya. I don't. I've just been doing them for a long time. I was a class clown, okay? Put it to you that way. I've gotten in a lot of trouble for this shit. But finally, I figured out a way to get paid for it. A little late, but I figured it out. But if I'm trying something new, I will. But I don't drive around, it's not easy being green. No, I don't do that. Would you hate me if I did, though? Just kidding. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that. Thank you for your kind words, Tanya. All right, guys, let's get in this ass like a bike with no seat. Huh? Scary Harry Flanagan, welcome in. You're just in time. So last night, and bummer, dude. It was only the first half of the interview. Smart man, of course. They're going to air the second half tonight. So I'll talk about that again on Monday because I won't be doing a live stream on Saturday. If you were here, I mentioned that my son's soccer game's at a weird time of day. So I'm going to go to his soccer game. Sean Harris, exactly. Go Navy. I'm going to go to his soccer game. Will he score a goal again? I hope so. But I don't care as long as he does his best. So I'll see you guys again on Monday after this one. And it looks like I got two things to talk about. The second half of his interview, and apparently somebody in Chicago did something. Fuck. So right now, after we get to the super chat from Mr. Roy Lee Painter, we're going to talk about Ye's interview. Mr. Painter, thank you. USMC is a department of the Navy. The Navy Department. Yeah. Heard it. Thank you. Marine. Muscles are required. Intelligence not essential. USMC. Uncle Sam's misguided children. Army. Aren't really men yet. Air Force. Who cares? All right, here we go. Enough nice talk. So last night, Ye, that's his new name now. Yeah, I think he legally changed it to Ye. So I have to call him that? I don't know. Kanye. Yeah, whatever comes out, that's what I'll call him. He sat down with Tucker Carlson last night. Right off the bat, just the fact that you're sitting down with him, that's a win. And he asked him, you recently had your fashion week. You wore a White Lives Matter t-shirt along with Candace Owens. Why'd you do that? Straight up. And I believe, Yeah, I got a few clips here. Let's see. Damn it. Probably should have figured this out before, huh? You guys can't hear it though. Yeah, I believe it's this one. Let's get that back. Boom. Okay. So let me try to share this. And I believe this is the beginning. If not, I'll find it. But I think this is the beginning where he said, you know, you just came off your fashion week. What's up? And we'll go full screen on this bitch. How about that? You guys don't want to see me anyway. What? What the hell? Where's the volume? That would help. Hold on, guys. I'm not sure why. Is it making any noise? Oh, unmute. Hello.
Boy, so you wear it on a badge. What?
Oh, you son of a bitch. Hold on, let me start this shit again. Start it from the beginning. Ugh. Can you believe that shit? I don't even want to hear that song ever again.
Movingly about what he believes. But again, you can judge for yourself. Here it is. So you just came from Paris Fashion Week. You just landed, and the lanyard's still on from it, and there's a photograph on it. What is that?
It's a photograph of a baby's ultrasound.
What? When have you ever heard a celebrity of this status being pro-life? And there may be some that are, but they ain't gonna say that shit. They'll be quiet as a dead church mouse. This dude showed up to an interview that is seen by most eyeballs in America with a lanyard that has a picture of a baby's ultrasound on it.
Why is that? And that you designed that?
Yes.
Why? What does that mean?
It just represents life. I'm pro-life.
Boy, so
Ever heard a celebrity say that shit? I'm pro-life with a straight face.
you wear it on a badge. What kind of response do you get? And good, amen. I agree.
I don't care about people's responses. I care about the fact that there's more Black babies being aborted than born in New York City at this point. That 50% of Black death in America is abortion. So I really don't care about people's responses. I perform for an audience of one, and that's God.
Whoa.
I'm starting to see why they...
Tucker wasn't ready for that shit. Nobody was. He said, I don't give a damn. They want to scream about Black Lives Matter, which really is the genesis of all this bullshit. Black Lives Matter, well then why not all of them? Why not the most defenseless of them all, a baby? The most defenseless of them all, you care about the least, but you're supposed to care about Black lives. And to throw Tucker off his game like that and have him laughing, if you've watched Tucker Carlson in the past, you know how serious he can be, especially during interviews. He wasn't ready for that, and a lot of people weren't.
They want to make you be quiet. When did you start to feel this way? When did you start to realize this?
I really felt like, I think I started to really feel this need to express myself on another level when Trump was running for office, and I liked him.
Yes.
And every single person in Hollywood, from my ex-wife to my mother-in-law to my manager at that time to, you know, my so-called friends / handlers around me, told me, like, if I said that I liked Trump, that my career would be over, that my life would be over. They said stuff like people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threatened my life. They put my life. They basically said that I would be killed for wearing the hat. I had someone call me last night and said anybody wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is going to be greenlit, and that means that they're going to beat them up if they wear it. And I'm like,
just think about that for a second. Everybody in his life that he cares about, his wife, his mother-in-law, his family, his manager, notice he said his manager at the time, so that means they don't work for him anymore. But all these people, his inner circle, the people you're supposed to trust the most, the people that you're supposed to be back to back with, like this is the beginning of Charlie's Angels. You're supposed to be able to go back to back with that person and face whatever threat is coming because you can trust them. You don't have to look behind you. You got your partner there. You got your people there. That's the group you don't have to worry about. And this is the group doing the most damage to him and threatening his life. Could you imagine if Kanye West were killed? Never mind if you're a fan or not of what he says and his music and his shoes and his fashion and all that shit. Just imagine how horrible that would be and what a waste of life that would be if this man were actually killed for that. That's the equivalent of killing somebody over shoes or some other belonging, some other item that means nothing. To kill somebody for that.
Okay, green light me then. God builds warriors in a different way. I don't know if it's because of me being born in Atlanta and growing up on the south side of Chicago that, he made me for such a time like this. It's like with David, he tended to the sheep, but while he was out there, he had to fight all kinds of animals. So when it was time for Goliath to come, he thought because he was a sheep herder that he didn't have the skill set to take down Goliath.
Now, I like when he said that because so many of us, myself included, when you hear the story of David and Goliath, or if you know the story of David and Goliath, you focus on the end. This little guy beat this big guy. But like he just said, David had been training for this. He had been fighting beasts his whole life, being a sheep herder. So fighting Goliath, yeah, it wasn't his usual undertaking, but he had skills. He had been training for this. It wasn't just, oh, a giant, and I have to defeat him. No, he probably had some confidence when he showed up to do that.
And the thing that I have is the position, I have my heart, but the number one thing is we have God on our side. And for the people, even if you don't believe in God, God believes in you.
So you made reference to the White Lives Matter t-shirt, which you brought out at Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Why did you do that, and what did it mean?
I do certain things from a feeling. I just channel the energy. It just feels right. It's using a gut instinct, a connection with God, and just brilliance. Like as if you ask like Tanya Harding how she did the triple flip or the triple spin, she was in so much practice that when it was time for her to skate in a comp.
I laughed my ass off when he said Tanya Harding. I was like, what? A Tanya Harding reference? Remember that? Remember when Nancy Kerrigan was on the ground? And what happened to her was fucked up. But when she was laying on the ground, why? That was the most trailer park fucking meth-induced planning you've ever seen in your life. Tanya Harding was going against Nancy Kerrigan. I think it was for a spot on the Olympic team. And it's been a long time since I even heard of this story. I was a little kid when this happened. I don't know, 10, 11, something, 12 maybe. And she was her competition, basically. So she hires her boyfriend, I think Jeff something, to hit Nancy Kerrigan in the knee and injure her so she can't compete against Tanya. But the problem is Nancy Kerrigan knew her boyfriend because they saw each other all the time. So why would you pick the dude she sees all the time? What, he put a pantyhose over his face and she's not supposed to know it's him? When he brought up Tanya Harding, I was like, oh shit, where's this going?
In competitive format, it just happened. Like it happened outside of practice. It happened in the real format. And that's what's happening is God is like preparing us for the real battles. and we are in a battle with the media. Like, the majority of the media has a godless agenda, and the jokes in that work, and this whole like, oh yeah, he's crazy and all these things, they don't work because the media has, they've also watched travesties happen, just even specifically to me, and just watch it and act like it wasn't happening, and they stay quiet about it.
What have they?
I want to answer the white.
Yeah.
I feel like someone caught what I was saying, the comparison of Tanya Hardin about the White Lives Matter. My dad is a educated ex-Black Panther, and he put a text to me today. He said, "White Lives Matter, ha 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 ha." And I said, I thought the shirt was a funny shirt. I thought the idea of me wearing it was funny. And I said, "Dad, what do you think it was funny?" He said, just a Black man stating the obvious.
Hey, you think maybe that's where Kanye gets his confidence from, is having his father? You think maybe that's where he gets his self-worth and the ability to say, fuck the world, this is what I'm going to do?
In fact, we've rarely heard a man speak so honestly and so movingly about what he believes. But again, you can judge for yourself. Here it is. So you just came from Paris Fashion Week.
Okay, so that's that video. I got a couple more of them, but and what I love about it, not only that he's saying these things, and he talked about the Clintons. He talks about how he didn't know that his own wife, when he was married to Kim Kardashian at the time, he didn't know that his own wife was so close to the Clintons. And Tucker asked him, "What do you mean close?" He says, Kanye's like, a phone call away. A phone call away to tell me what to say. A phone call away to tell me, telling her, hey, tell Kanye to say this. Tell Kanye to make people go get vaccinated. Tell Kanye to say this kind of stuff. He says that's how close she was to the Clintons. And you got to be pretty damn close to pick up, hey, what's up, Hill? What are you doing? I'm not doing nothing, just killing some Haitians, or whatever Hillary would say. That close to a former presidential candidate? The former, was she Secretary of State? Damn. But I love how and who is getting mad. I love to see these so-called pro-Black, these celebrities, these Black elites, whatever the fuck that means. What's his name? Boosie? Lil Boosie. He's this rapper, and he's gotten in trouble. He's gotten some mainstream heat for telling D Wade, hey, that's a little boy, man. That's a little boy. Don't chop his dick off, man. Come on, man. That's a little boy. And then he got in trouble at a gym during, I think at the very beginning of COVID, for saying some shit. They said it was anti-alphabet soup group. So he has these moments of clarity, but in this case, he's saying, oh, fuck Kanye, don't say that shit, and all the shit we've been dealing with in this country for 300 or 400 years, and what we're still dealing with today, and all that same old shit. All that Al Sharp tongue talking point bullshit. The things we're going through today, does that include when you were selling dope to people that look just like your Black ass? Was that things we were going through? Shut the fuck up. Puffy, P. Diddy, whatever the fuck his name is this week. When you were peddling rap music, violent gangster rap music, was that the shit we were going through? Oh, Kanye, my boy, then he said Black Lives Matter. That was our slogan. Our who? I don't know you. Oh, because we're Black, we're supposed to have this solidarity and this brother and sisterhood. Stop with that shit. You're no nicer to me because I'm Black. You're no kinder to me because I'm Black like you. That's some bullshit. That's something you tell yourself to stay connected to the hood because you're so fucking rich now. Because you got a yearly salary that people dream about around your neck and in your earlobes. Fuck you, Puffy, P. Diddy, whatever. What did Ben Stiller call him in that video? Papa Diddy Pop. All these Black folks getting on his ass. Fuck all of you. Let that man say what he wants to say. But they're having the reins tightened on him. You guys ever ridden a horse? You pull those reins back. Oh, they're having their reins pulled. Whoa, 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 whoa. Go tell Kanye some shit. Say something to Kanye. Fucking punks. What's that fool's name? That talentless, hairless cat. He looks like a swollen, hairless cat. If you gave a hairless cat a bunch of salt, what's his name? Roland Martin? I don't give a shit about Kanye. He can burn in hell with Candace Owens. Wow. I thought you were classier than that. Don't you wear ascots? I thought you were classier than that, you little roly-poly. He looks like the Penguin from Batman Returns if you dipped him in chocolate. Wah, 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 wah. Fucking troll. You got the nerve to talk about Kanye West burning hell with Candace Owens. Fuck you, turd. Hold on a second. Let me enlarge the font. Not that large. What the fuck? Man, what is happening here? Hold on, people. Now so damn small I can't even read it. Oh, this is pissing me off right now. This is pissing me off right now. What is going on? Ugh. You guys, there we go. Almost lost it. You almost watched me snap a laptop in half. Big 12 Sports and Smack. Big Sports and Smack, a friendship group. Thank you for the Twomsky. It says, I don't think you're on Twitter. Is there an email perhaps I can reach out to you? Of course, man. And I was on Twitter, but I got kicked off because I told Alyssa, she said, the MAGA hats are the new white hood. I said, if those are the new white hood, you're the new dumb bitch. And I got kicked off like 10 seconds after. So no, I'm not on Twitter, but Big 12 Sports and Smack, a friendship group, Jericho Green 2018 at gmail.com. That's where you can reach me. Thank you very much. Ranch and Shan, again, thank you. Did you hear police want to investigate an NBA player punching his teammate on video and black players calling for that video to be taken off the web? Of course. Because that reeks of equality. If that was a white player who punched a black player, they would be sharing it on their Twitters and their Instas and their Snapchats and all the other horse shit we get from China that they don't even poison their own people with. Fucking punks. I got some shit. But all these people hating on Kanye, that just lets you know that what he's saying is right. Just look at who's mad. That's all you need to do. If it's a bunch of blue check marks or it's a bunch of deviant fucks that are usually saying some wild, perverted, sick shit, and they're mad, it's a good thing. It is a good thing. A couple more clips. Let's see what this one's about. I don't even know.
Because he had influence inside of the black community and had called him to say, to get him to influence people to take the vaccination. Mm-hmm. And I don't have an opinion on that. I just want to state that as a flat statement. But it was wild that I didn't know how close my own wife was to the Clintons. I didn't know, I didn't realize it at the time.
That you were married to her.
And I was married to her.
How close was she to the Clintons?
I mean, cell phone away, or hey, tell Ye to say this away, or hey, go out and use your platform to push the vaccination away. I mean, not away, but take the away part. But
do you feel like at times you were manipulated by political forces through your wife?
Attempt manipulation. But yes, there was some manipulation. Me not saying I like Trump was a form of a manipulation.
For sure.
It was interesting. A friend of mine told me that Chris and Kim.
So it looks like the Clintons or whoever else were trying to get to Kim to get to him. So they didn't like the fact that he has the platform that he has and the influence that he has, or they like the influence that he has as long as he wields it the way that they want him to. And you remember, if you remember, he came out super strong on Trump, and then he backed off saying he didn't like him and all this other crazy shit. And speaking of Trump, there's something that he said about him, and I don't think, let's see, I don't think I have the clip. I think I got to go to my man, Right-Winged Angel. What up, Oliver? How you doing, man? Oh, hold on. That's not how you spell wing. And let's go here. What? No, Larry. There we go. I was about to be Larry Elder. Nice guy, too. Met him, talked with him for a little bit. Very intelligent, kind man. He was so kind to me. So let me find that clip. Yeah, here it is, right here. I think this is the one where he's talking about Trump.
People, they're quick to classify a black person only by the fact that we're black. Even Trump, a person that's, we'd consider to be a friend of mine. When I went to the White House, I called him after that to get ASAP Rocky out of jail. And one of the things he said to me is, Kanye, you're my friend. When you came to the White House, my black approval rating went up 40%. And for politicians, all black people are worth is an approval rating. The Democrats feel that they don't owe us anything, and Republicans feel that they don't owe us anything. Blacks have never demanded something for our vote. And that's something I talked to Ice Cube about. What are we asking for? How do we change our life? If all of our organizations and all of our colleges and even our title as black was made by white people, all of our jobs and Black Wall Street, Harlem after gentrification, there's never been a fully black-owned community where we have all the municipalities, things that Dr. Claude Anderson talks about. We need that. They thought Trump was a joke.
Wow. Hold on a second. So I've never heard anybody say anything like that about Trump. But not that it's bad, but I'm sure that that didn't make him feel good to hear that. To hear that that's one of the first things that he said. He said, you're my friend, but after you visited the White House, my black approval rating went up 40%. And Trump was in the middle of it. He was in the eye of the storm, so to speak. He was president. Polls are important. So I don't think that he thinks that that's all Kanye was good for. And I don't think that's even why he invited him there. He certainly had to know that this would be a byproduct of inviting him there. But I don't think he said Trump's a friend of mine. So I don't think that would end their friendship. But to hear Trump's, and assuming this is true, but to hear that Trump said that spoke like such a politician, that's what sucks. To hear Trump speak like one of them, not that he is, but to hear him speak like he is, and to hear him say that, like he's so focused on poll numbers, that isn't a good feeling, I'm sure. But would I still vote for him? Yeah, I will. But that was, like I said, I never heard anybody say, I haven't heard that that side of him. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Geronimo said he wants segregation, question mark. I don't think so. I don't think that he wants segregation. I think that he wants what he wants and what I think what America should want, because if Black people have success and prosperity and generational wealth, then you're going to see a drop in this kind of behavior that puts Black people in the spotlight. You're going to see a drop in murders and carjackings and assaults and rapes and all this terrible shit that goes on in these slums. I think that's what he wants. And I think the whole country wants that, because that would make it a safer country. If there were less black folks out there committing crimes and doing all these horrible things, and you can look at the numbers. It ain't me. Look at the numbers. That's what's happening. And you'll see a drop in fatherless homes that turn out these fucking psychos and these monsters and these murderers and these demons with sagging pants. You'll see a drop in that, because intact homes and nuclear families usually don't produce people like that. That doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. That doesn't mean you're not going to do things wrong or not be fucked up. But to come from a nuclear family with a mom and dad with love and security and discipline, that's going to give you your best shot at life. That's what I think. I don't think he wants segregation. He has mixed kids. I don't think segregation is what he's into. Andrea Viola, thank you. Kanye was great. People dislike that he said they live in a cycle of hate and because they live in a cycle of hate and being offended. They hate themselves, therefore everything offends them. Exactly. I've said this before. All this shit, all this alphabet soup group shit and the Ku Klux trans and all this psychosis that's swirling around us, that's from home. That's from their childhood. That's from a lack of something that they didn't get from their parents. It all goes back home. And their parents didn't give any self-worth or self-respect, so they hate themselves. They hate what they've become. So we're going to turn that hate outward. Tanya Banya, thank you again. When people have been getting special treatment for so long, equality feels like discrimination. Thomas Sowell, that's correct. Wish he wasn't so old. Wish he could run for president. I wish Thomas Sowell was 50 and get his ass out there to run for president. You talk about a national treasure. You talk about the anti-Roland Martin, you little piece of shit. Blues, thank you. Thankfully, I don't have those today, but thank you very much for the 50. Okay, hold up. I'm sure I got another. I know there's another super in here somewhere, man. I think. Yeah, I think there's one from Spunbearing up here somewhere. I'll find it. Pikmin. Thank you. JB Pritzker looks like the Penguin too. Yes, he does. Another dog turd looks like it was rolled around on a barbershop floor. C4 Duke, thank you. At Roland Martin's a joke. You and I would be great friends. I'm sure we would. Oh, I'm sure. Okay, I got that one. Hold on. I know there's another one. And I got one more, I think one more clip. Soundbite. Does that sound more professional? I have another soundbite. Hunter Biden's laptop. Where you been? Look. Moloch just texted Hunter. Moloch isn't too happy that Ye left the Hollywood plantation. Those baby souls need to keep flowing. That's what they want. You know, and when Tucker asked him, what's that picture? And he said, it's a picture of an ultrasound because I'm pro-life. That was like in a vampire movie where you show them a cross and they like that. It like burns them. Pro-life. You like babies? That's anti-Hollywood. Remember who that sick bitch was? When Trump got elected, he was like, ladies, get your abortions now. What a filthy, disgusting, repulsive thing to say. Any woman that talks like that, her vagina smells. Spunbrain65, thank you for another Hamilton. He says, I'm in a better mood. Another miscommunication at work of something we discussed before pissed me off. I hope I don't say or do anything to become unemployed Monday. I hope you don't either, man. I hope you don't either. Stay employed. Please. Okay, I think I got one more. Let's see. Back to mine. Profile. Yeah, let's see what he says on this one. On this one, him. I'll go back. Oh, yeah, here we go. Hold on, I don't think I played this one yet.
Together. He's like the original Steve Jobs, but he was getting blocked every which way with all of his ideas. And he didn't have an endless bank account, and he didn't have an Instagram. So all these ideas, he had to like take them back and compress them. Like my dad is the most brilliant person
What's up, Robin?
that I know. And we actually have a strained relationship because I was taken from him because my mom was an actress. So she was a liberal. And my dad would see certain things and say, you know, we should do it this way, we should do it that way. And the people got around my mom and pulled her away, much like, you know, Kim is a Christian, but she has people who want her to go to Interview magazine and put her ass out while she's a 40-something-year-old multi-billionaire with 4 black children. And this is how fashion wants to, how they want to present her. So I know you give these questions and I give you like these 3-part answers. Is this a cool format for you?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, cool.
And I am following it.
All right.
So you said that your father
Tucker.
said when he saw the shirt "White Lives Matter," it's great to see a black man stating the obvious. So by which I think you meant that's obviously true.
Yeah, that's my favorite response because I kept on thinking like, you know, people, they're looking for an explanation and people say, well, as an artist, you don't have to give an explanation, but as a leader, you do.
Yes, I think that's right.
So the answer to why I wrote White Lives Matter on a shirt is because they do. It's the obvious thing.
Yeah. Why do you think that's so, and I assume the implication is, of course, all lives matter because they're lives, because God created them.
Yeah.
Why do you think that would be considered controversial?
Because the same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be black and the vernacular that we're supposed to have. My dad grew up as a military brat, and his family moved around, but they were based mostly in Delaware. And at the time, if they weren't the only black family, they were one of the few. And he would be discriminated against because he was black. So by the time he got into college, he would be discriminated against. He went to a black college, he would be discriminated against because they said he talked too white.
Yes.
And then he played the kick drum in the band. So when he would go to the club and the music was playing, where would he clap his hands? Where the kick drum is.
Yeah.
So it's the opposite of where everyone else was clapping their hands. And this is the most obvious.
So his dad, it looks like Kanye was raised with some fucking common sense, which is great. And I wish it was more prevalent and not so rare. But his dad dealt with that discrimination. He was talking about how the powers that be tell us what black is and how we're supposed to act. And they want us to be ignorant and talk fucking stupid, like you bailed out after the 3rd grade, like slavery just ended 30 minutes ago. They want you to talk like a runaway, escaped, cotton-picking slave. They don't want you to educate themselves. And they've installed a system that works perfectly. It's called the crock pot theory. That's what I call it. What do you do with a crock pot? It's early in the morning. You're about to leave for work. You throw your ingredients in there, your meat, your carrots, your potatoes, if it's a roast or some shit, you put the shit in there, whatever you're going to do, you set the timer and the temperature, you leave. Set it and forget it, right? So you put the breakdown of the family and your anti-education, anti-getting your shit together, pro-devilish music, and you mix that shit up, you put the lid on it, set the timer, and walk away. So now we have people in our own community, like he was saying, when he was around black folks, they would discriminate against him because he talked too white. So you have a system in place where those in that same system will make sure that everybody stays in the system. And anytime you try to branch out or better yourself or change things, you're going to be verbally browbeaten until you just give up on your dreams and stay there all fucked up just like them. So those people are telling you that. The elites, the Illuminatis, the powers that be, the ones that control, whatever the fuck you want to call them, that's how they want you to be. So when they see you breaking out of that mold that they've set for you, that's a problem. And they're going to call all the slave catchers they can to get you back to the plantation. Whether that slave catcher comes in the form of your own wife or your in-laws or the industry or the people around you, they are going to do everything they can to sick those hound dogs on you to find you and bring your ass back to said plantation where they can keep an eye on you and use you. That's what they want. There's videos of people burning up their Yeezys. You got all these thug ass nigglets around in circles putting lighter fluid on Yeezys with their pants halfway around their ass. You can see the company that made their fucking underwear burning up Yeezys. Stupid. Just stupid. So the people that he's trying to help are the ones turning against him. It's like trying to drown somebody and they're fighting you because they're scared. I'm trying to save you. Chill the fuck out. Terrible. So I don't know what Kanye is going to say next. I don't know what he's going to do. But as of right now, 2/15, October 7th, 2022, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Kanye. We need to hear more of this, and we will tonight. I guess Tucker's airing the second half of the interview. I can't wait to see what he has to say. And another thing he brought up about, well, not about Trump, but about his in-laws. So she's married to Jared Kushner, right? His daughter Ivanka. And Jared has a brother named Josh. And he came to find out, I think it was it after he got divorced? But he found out that Josh Kushner owned 10% of his wife's company, while Kanye himself only owned 5%. And he asked him, well, Josh, how would you feel if you found out that I own 10% of your wife's company and you only had 5%? How would that make you feel? And he said that those people Trump needs to get those people away from him. He said those are the people who were fighting against him and wanted him not to succeed, his own people. That's like some Godfather shit. The one closest to you is going to stick the knife in your back. But he says those are some bad dudes. They're elitist, entitled assholes, and they need to get away from Trump. So I don't think that's a bad mark on Trump because that's not him. You know, it's his in-laws. It's the brother of his son-in-law. Like, come on. But he said they're in his inner circle and they were in his ear and they don't need to be. Exactly, Spunbrain 65. Lizard people. But Kanye's on some shit. You know, he's a smart man. He's a creative genius. And I think sometimes that genius may look like crazy. That's another thing he said. You know, he called me crazy, called Trump crazy. But a lot of the times when somebody says something first, it looks crazy until the rest of us catch up. So I never thought he was crazy. But that's textbook, you know, leftist, Marxist tactics. It's what Larry Elder said. That's what Hillary Clinton did to the women who came out with accusations of sexual harassment or sexual assault against Bill Clinton. he said it was the nuts or sluts tactic, where you either paint them as a nut, she's crazy, maybe bring up some, oh, she spent the night in a mental facility or some shit, or you try to make her out to be crazy. However you do it, you try to make her out crazy, or a slut. Bring into question, if you have proof of promiscuity or something like that. She's banging a bunch of dudes. So of course, this is her usual tactic. She just fucks a lot of guys. He didn't do anything to her. She's a slut. She's a hoe. She's a whore, a skank, a tramp. Classic. They can't paint Kanye as a slut, so they got to paint him as nuts. But there's a lot of shit that we all take as gospel now that was called crazy. Voice of reason. Kanye called you crazy. Kanye called you crazy, Jericho? I don't know. I hope he does. Kanye West, tweet right now. Jericho Green, at Jericho Green is crazy, because that would do great for my number. Go ahead. Or call me whatever you want. Call me anything, Kanye. Just don't call me late for dinner. But he's really giving us kind of a peek behind the curtain of all this shit and who's involved. And I don't think, we don't know what the second half of this interview holds, but I don't think Kanye is above naming names. I hope he doesn't, because, I hope he does, but if he does, that could be unsafe for him. That could be like some Epstein shit going to happen to him, for real. There was a time where we thought, man, that's only in the movies, but Mr. Epstein proved us wrong, didn't he? So I wouldn't want to see anything like that happen to him. But if he started dropping some names, what if Kanye has some of the names in Ghislaine Maxwell's, some names on the list of her clients, of Epstein's clients? Oh, shit, Kanye. If his wife was that close to the Clintons, Kanye might know some of the names on that list. If he drops names, oh my goodness. Donkey King, thank you. He says, if the cat and the dog are fighting, the rat is safe. Rabbi Bronstein, quoted by a certain lobbying group. That's right. The cat and dog are fighting, the rat is safe. And when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. We are the grass, people. Yeah, Annette Gray, just close the list. Just give us a couple names, Kanye. Give us whatever you got. How crazy would that be if he tells Tucker Carlson, oh, yeah, and so-and-so and this person, he's going to drop names. He's going to drop them. And it's unfortunate. He was also talking about the divorce with his wife, how he was called crazy and told that people saying that he's a stalker because he bought the house right next door to her so he could be close to his kids. Any divorced fathers out there who wish they had the money to move right next door to their ex-wife so they could be there for their kids? I would think that if my wife and I split up, that I would be able to move right next door. How awesome was that? You could be right next door, which means your kids could come over at any time. Damn visitation and on the weekends and all that bullshit. You could go see them anytime. They could come see you anytime. Any father who's divorced and his kids are in the custody of his ex-wife would love to live next door to them, to see them all the time. But he's a psycho for that. He's harassing her. He's stalking her. How the fuck do you stalk your ex-wife? I know it's possible, but he's not doing that shit. He moved next door to harass her and her new whatever. Well, if we got divorced less than a year ago and you're on your second boyfriend, bitch, yeah, I might cut you a dirty look in the driveway. Got them strange-ass men around my kids, you whore. Slow it down. Put a governor on your vagina. Jeez Louise, man. Blues and more. First time on your live stream, man. Love it. Thank you. Hope this ain't the last time you're on my live stream, because this takes place Monday through Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Blues and more. Except for tomorrow. My son has a soccer game. But other than that, Monday through Saturday, 1 p.m., I'm right. Yeah. Crazy shit. David, I'm sorry. Comments jumped. Hey, David Petranos. He says, I did it. I live 3 blocks away from mine. How awesome was that? Despite the rest of the situation. How great was that to be that close to your kids? You could walk over there. They could walk to you if they were old enough. It almost takes some of the sting out of it, I would imagine, that you can be that close to him. Moments Divine, he wants to protect his kids. Yeah, he was on Kim about having her kids on social media. She saw nothing wrong with it. Why can't they be on social media, you fucking dummy? What do you think? They're kids. That's why your kids saw your damn sex tape online, you skeezer. He's trying to protect them damn kids. You got a different dick in that house every week. Of course he's right next door. It's disgusting, man. You know what message you're sending to your kids? You know what you're telling your daughter? Treat dicks like vines and you're a monkey swinging through the jungle from one to the next. That's foul, man. Foul. Robin Spielman says, made up lies about Herschel to deflect from the real criminal, his opponent. Yeah. And his son, what a bitch. His son is a straight bitch. He's like, oh, I sat by and watched this. I sat by and watched. Why the fuck didn't you say something earlier? You little shiny lip weirdo. Why didn't you say something earlier? If it was so bad and it traumatized you so much. Little bastard. Ugh, and the way his son talks, that shit. That shit makes me just fucking gross. Andrea Viola says Kim deflated her ass and so did Chloe. That family is so fucked up. You see what they did to their faces? Their lips are all blown up. Their cheek, man. When they die, they're not going to a funeral home. They're going to a recycling plant so they can get all that plastic and shit out of them first. They're going to be recycled, not buried. That shit is disgusting. What are you doing to yourself? Ew. And they think that shit looks normal. You look like a cartoon. Ugh. Come on, man. You look weird. You think the people that know you are going to be like, oh, yeah, nothing's changed. You look totally normal. What? Almost swollen ass, weird ass lips. Ew. Bruce, yeah, Marky Mark, Bruce Gender. Look what they did to their stepdad. Look what they did to their stepdad. He came out there a whole different gender. Ugh. Yeah, but that shit looks weird. Just let nature take its course. Not like that, you perverts. I didn't mean like that. Just let Father Time do his thing. You get older, you get older. It happens to everybody. Don't try to reverse the hands of time. That shit looks crazy. Crazy. I've never seen anybody who got Botox in their lips to where it looks normal. It looks like you're allergic to seafood and you just ate a bunch of shrimp and you haven't been able to find your EpiPen yet. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Just a bunch of family of sluts and whores and single moms. Gross. C4 Duke, thank you. K's were to go down in an airplane crash to make the world better. I don't want that to happen. And don't get me wrong when I say single moms. I'm not talking about you're a single mom because life did that to you. Your husband left. He died. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about her skank sister and the other younger skank sister who went out and had babies out of wedlock on purpose. That's what I'm talking about. These hoes are laying down getting skeeted up in without a ring on their finger. Marry before you carry. You got the money? What are you doing? You think all kids need is money? They need their parents to be together, you whores. That family is fucked. Nico Giorgio. Thank you for the Hamilton. Breaking news. According to the New York Post, Fernando did not live down the block from the homeowner, whose name is Michael, and the company he represented, Pink Energy, stated he never worked for them. Stay tuned. Fernando! I knew the plot was going to thicken, but I didn't know it was going to thicken like that. Fernando, not a salesman? Oh, dog, Fernando. We got to get into that on Monday, too. Shit. So you did that for nothing, Fernando? He said that shit for nothing? Uh-oh. Whoopsie doodle. Oh, man, that's fucked up. That is fucked up. Fernando! Oh, man. That shit is too funny. Oh, all right, guys. Man, oh, man, what a day this has been. Anna, you're right. Age gracefully. It's all right. You had your time in the sun. You were a young little tenderoni. What call you, a hottie, a bunny? You had your time. I hope you maximized it. But now you're moving on. Now you're in your 40s. Now you're in your mid-late 30s. Whatever. You can still look good. But when you get to playing fucking doctor on your face and your body, that shit looks ridiculous. We don't believe you. It's painfully obvious, like a child trying to lie to their parents, that you did some shit. It looks unnatural. But keep it up, ladies. You give me shit to laugh at. Go ahead. And yes, I didn't see who said that before I clicked the button, but yes, Bruce Jenner did run somebody over. It was... I don't think he ran somebody over. I think he hit somebody in there. And he ran into somebody and killed someone. And never spent a day in jail. Oscar Gonzalez, Fernando Smollett. We'll see. We will see. We are going to get to the bottom of the Fernando solar panel salesman in bomb dropper story. We're going to get to the bottom of this shit. With your help, Nico Giorgio, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Oh, shit. Spunbearing 65. I need a toke. Hey, take one, man. It's Friday, so take an extra one. You deserve it. You deserve it. So, yeah, guys, this will be my last live for this week. We will reconvene on Monday. We already have crazy shit to talk about. Apparently, Fernando was lying, and the mayor of Chicago did a fucking karaoke video. Lala HK, unfortunately, it is that time. Man, oh man, I want to see the video, but I don't. You know what I mean? Because I can't unsee it. And anytime you see that woman, it leaves a scar on your brain. So Monday, we'll talk about the happenings of the weekend. You know there's going to be a lot. I've already seen sound bites of Biden saying crazy shit, but I wanted to give him a rest for a little bit because I could do a shit every single day about something he messed up on. I saw one earlier where he says, 2 words, made in America. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2 words. Oh, goodness. Somebody put him away. Anita Bradshaw, thank you very much. Same to you guys. Great job. You were great. I was great. We were great. Say it with me, damn it. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.